Здравствуйте, товарищи! TRZ Plays here, and we're going to be taking a look at a Tech 3 ship. Hooray! Finally! So just premiums. We're going to be taking a look at the Tier 5 Russian tech line cruiser Budyonny. Now, Budyonny, which is a modernization of a Kirov, since it would probably be launched after Kirov. And just looking at it, you can tell that this was basically what a modern Kirov would look like. And not just that, you could also feel the Italian influence in this thing. It just, because most of the Soviet ships, for those of you who didn't know, especially the cruisers and a tiny bit the destroyers with Tashkent, they had a lot of Italian influence. In fact, Budyonny, Kirov, Shores even, if you want to go that far. Those guys look similar to Italian condottieri class. In fact, Budyonny looks a lot similar to Montecuccoli. If you use the B hull, you won't see the similarity. But if you take off the hull, you'd see it looks pretty much exactly the same as a Montecuccoli would. So this is what they look like. The only difference between Budyonny and Montecuccoli is that Budyonny has one less turret, and Montecuccoli is a condottieri class. So enough about rambling with the history of the ship that never even had a chance for history, even though it's pretty much just a modern Molotov. We're going to be taking a look at the commander, which is Nikolai Kuznetsov, which is a standard for Russian cruisers. Inspirations: Norman Scott for shell grouping, and Francesco Mimbelli for the reload time of your cruiser's main battery. His base trait, which increases main battery range, which is called Fall of the Sun. Then you have Burn It Down XXL for the increased chance of HE shells causing a fire. This ship would have been very useful for today's weekly Havoc. Igniter for another increased chance of causing fire with your cruiser's main or secondary, this time, battery HE shells. Punch Through for AP, so you can get that sweet broadside shot on any cruiser. Fixated, which increases main battery shell grouping for your cruisers and improves main battery accuracy for any ship type, which also includes battleships and destroyers. And Refill Station, because don't bother with EOP. It reduces the reload time of your cruiser's main batteries. Again, this is basically trying to cut down the reload. Let's take a look at the upgrades I chose for it. Now, Russian cruisers are known for turning like bricks. So first off, let's start with the aiming systems. I got aiming systems because of the dispersion of the main battery. Because you need to get as many shell hits as you can with these things, since 16% fire chance isn't really looking too good for Budyonny. Which is why I tried raising the bar with increased fire chance skill. Then we get to steering gears. Now, rudder shift time for Soviet cruisers is notoriously bad, which is why I recommend steering gears. You could go for propulsion mod or that for full power acceleration, and you could also go for damage control system, but I prefer steering gears mod 2 for Soviet cruisers. That's pretty much it for the upgrades. Let's take a look at the armor, shall we? Armor wise, it's pretty much very Kirov influence, since, you know, this thing is just a modernized version of it. Now, armor wise, it isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but the problem with it is the front armor, which is 13 millimeters. This suffers a case of Marblehead bow. Well, maybe not that bad, but still. Marblehead is like 10 millimeters, this thing's 13. Superstructure wise, it has a lot of superstructure, but I doubt battleships that spam HE, British, would actually bother spamming HE at Budyonny. They'll just shoot AP. Now let's take a look at the no. A citadel that big, you're just bound to get nuked when broadside. I can just hear the uranium coming in within that citadel, ready to burst, like a Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The armor-wise, it's meh, but people who have played Soviet ships can work with it mostly. And also, I forgot to mention, it also has a camo, which looks disgusting in my opinion. If you want, you can turn Budyonny into the war cow. So that's pretty much it for the Budyonny. Then we'll get into the gameplay on how the ship performs.
потоплен.
Nice work.
Торпеды прямо по курсу. Торпеды прямо по курсу. У нас пробой. Набираем воду. Неполадки устранены. Торпеды прямо по курсу.